Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and you're watching another yarn. Thank you so much for joining my channel where I discuss all sorts of things dealing with yarn, knitting, crocheting, crafting, creating, making things out of yarn, having fun. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about our stashes. You can see I've got yarn behind me, and I'm sure you watch other podcasters and they have walls of yarn and everything else, and it's decor. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful. I come in here, I enjoy just sitting and looking at the yarn and pulling it out off the shelves and touching it and just looking and dreaming of what it can be, what it'll be when it grows up. My sweater was a dream. This was a dream. Very simple pattern. This one is Flax by Tin Can Knits. I'll go ahead and link that down below. That is a free pattern that you can get on Ravelry. But this was a dream. This was something I wanted to make a sweater, and I wanted something simple, and I wanted it knit, and I wanted to be able to show off the yarn that I was using. So that's what came into fruition with this one. But beyond that, what are we doing with our yarn? I liked this yarn so much, I bought it in multiple colors. Look at this. It went on sale at Hobby Lobby when they did their clearance. So if you do get any more, it's going to be in somebody's stash, either your stash or somebody else's. So you have those options. But buying it in a store, unless it's like a secondhand retailer or something, you're probably not going to find it. But I'm going to give you the specs on it in case you already have it in your stash and you just weren't thinking about it. This is a 100% anti-pilling acrylic. It is lightweight, number 3. You can machine wash it cold and tumble dry. This is the color Country Blue. There are 546 yards, 500 meters, 7 ounces or 200 grams. So there's a lot of yardage in this. And the colors are really nice. And all the patterns for the colors, that's how this one works up. Then you can see how mine is. You know, it's got that striping all the way through. The detailing on here, Tin Can Knits, is just the garter stitch on the shoulders. So a really, really easy, pleasing, top-down knit sweater. But what do I do with all these other colors? I have the gorgeous Country Blue. And again, I liked it a lot. I like the way this feels. I like the way that it looks up. I have the Rose Linen, which is just gorgeous. I have Olive, and this one has the purples in it, and it is Lilac. So I've got all these beautiful yarns, and I've already made one sweater, and do I want a bunch of them like that? Yeah, probably. Or a blanket, or something along that line. But you can also go out to the yarn stores, the yarns sites themselves and look for patterns. So Premier does have, oh, my ring light's just fantastic. I got a new ring light. I don't know how to use it. So this is a crocheted scarf right here. But that's accessible, and you don't have to use this yarn. Any lightweight 3 yarn will work. Something that's got pliable, soft, is going to give a better drape. One of the other ones that I looked at is Crafting Kitty does every month she does a designer spotlight. So this month she's working on Sirin Crochet. I'll go ahead and link that in, and I'll insert the picture since I'm getting all the glare from the ring light. Sorry about that. I'll have to figure out how that works. But this particular pattern is a shawl pattern, and you can see it's the same color that I'm wearing. So you can go out and you can find things with the yarns that you have on what other people have made, or just do substitutions. So those are fun. And then the third one that I wanted to point out is the Alpine Hat. I've been doing a lot of washcloths for a veterans charity, and I've been using the Alpine Stitch. I find that one very easy, comfortable, relaxing, and to find a nice hat pattern I think is great. You've heard me talk before. Gauge matters when you want it to fit a certain person. For me, a hat, if I were to use a sport weight, or her particular pattern calls for a number 4 worsted weight, and she's using a Vanna's Choice yarn. I don't have any Vanna's Choice in my yarn room currently. I have number 4 weights, but I don't have any of that. So I'm curious what it would look like if I were to substitute it with something like this. The way the colors stripe up, it's a little bit lighter weight. I might be able to get gauge, but for a hat I don't care. I'm going to give it away. It's going to go for charity or something along that line. But nice options to go ahead and use stash that we have. One of the other ones that we're working on is I'm making, with the things we're making Thursday, we're making bucket hats. And the bucket hat required a raffia yarn. Well, the first hat I used that was on my Thursday video, I used a tape yarn, a very, very soft tape yarn. And now I'm going to substitute with something else. So I was looking at, I have this, it's called Yarn Gang. And this is a yarn that Michael sold years and years ago. It was on their end cap. It was a limited edition. It's 79 yards for 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, and it's 50 grams. And this is machine washable, dryable. So you might be able to find this in other people's stashes too. I've done amigurumi out of this. It works up really, really well. It's a nice cotton blend. I've got all of these really nice colors. And what I was thinking of doing on that is making one with this. You don't have to always go out and get new yarn. Getting new yarn is fun, but you can take some of the things that you have, find the treasures, find the love that you had when you first bought that yarn, and make something beautiful. Make something that nobody would ever think, nobody would ever dream that you could come up with. Do some color combinations. Try out some new techniques, whether it's a lace stitch if you've never done lace. If you're 100% crochet, try to do knit. If you only knit, try to do a little bit of crochet, even if that's just a little bit on the edging or something along that line. There's so many resources available for you to do that, to substitute the things that you have. And if you don't like something that you see a beautiful pattern and it calls for a DK weight and you don't like DK weight because it hurts your hands, you have to go with a bigger weight. Well, that's where math is your friend. Make things a little bit different, a little more chaotic. If it's asking for a smooth, soft, pliable yarn, what does it look like if you use a chaotic novelty yarn? Do something sometimes for the fun of it. Find that love. So that's what we're discussing. And each week I'm going to come forth and bring to you a couple more yarns, 2 or 3 more yarns, match with some different patterns, give different ideas on drape, color combinations, fiber feel, things along that line. So we learn to love the things that we have, and we just enjoy that and just have such a wonderful time communicating with each other and just having fun with our yarn and our love of crafts and our just hobbies and creativity in general. So please continue to join me on this adventure of stash diving, finding new treasures, and enjoy your day, enjoy your evening, whatever it happens to be, wherever you are. Have a blessed time. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye, everybody.